Bitch, we live.
Hey, we back once again. The stew is in the building.
Hey, we lit today, man. It's Detroit Red. We got Killer in the building. We got Slimmy Fast and a very
Slimmy.
special guest because we got to rep the D because that's where we at.
Yay.
My dog, Amir Abdullah, number 21 for the Lions, is
21,
in the
21.
building, folks.
Let's get it in.
Clap it up.
Clap it up for Amir, man.
Where's the
Good
bell?
guy.
Where's the bell?
We need the applause thingy. You know what I'm
We
saying?
need the sound.
Right, there we go. All right, man. What we got on the docket today? We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of shit been popping off,
A lot of shit been popping
especially
off.
in the NBA. Like,
The NBA is slapping right now.
right.
We got All-Stars. We got All-Star snubs. We got LeBron dropping 30,000.
With 7,000 assists and 7,000 rebounds. First to ever do that.
That's
Put
what's
that
up.
out there
And
for
the
LBJ.
youngest ever for sure. I
Right.
gotta respect him.
Yeah.
Those are real stats?
Yeah.
It's crazy. stuff.
Nobody's ever done that before.
Crazy.
I thought
Yeah.
you were just playing. Like you
No.
was exaggerating.
Just making
like,
numbers up.
That's crazy,
Right.
dude. Like 30,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, 7,000 assists right now. What's he like 33?
Is he? No,
Damn.
yeah, he 33.
33?
Me and him the same age.
The funniest thing to
You
see
make me sad
is
every
like
time
an
I say
old
that.
man that's like in denial
Your
about
hairline's
LeBron
full
being
of
the
tats,
greatest.
He's
Yeah, okay. You're right.
Man, it's like it's hard. You're losing more and more like topics to bring up to say LBJ is not the greatest though. Like it's
No, all right.
It's-
Let's slow
So-
down. Let's
Come
slow
on.
down.
Wait.
let's speed up.
Who came
Why?
up? Wait, was it you
Speed
or
up.
you
Slow
that
down.
was calling each other a bronsexual? Which one was it?
We never called each other Bron.
I
No.
think you did.
No, there's-
I got called a
it's a
bronsexual
thing.
before, but
It's
I'm
really
not
a
really.
thing.
I don't think it was
So-
me that called you that
Yeah,
though.
I
'cause
think it was
he's not a
somebody- I don't know.
Bron sexual.
I'm not.
He a Wade sexual. It's different.
Hey.
I didn't know they were Wade
And-
sexual.
and-
I knew they were like Wade fans.
And you're a
I
Kobe
didn't-
Right,
sexual.
right.
You're a Kobe sexual, so. it's
There's
fine.
no Kobe sexual.
Bruh,
It's
you're
just
one.
He's a
You
Kobe
started the
stan. He's
I'm
a
a
Kobe
stand for show.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? I know what kind of socks you wear.
Look, it's-
That's the gayest shit I've ever
Hey
heard.
man, hey chill.
hey. Wow,
Chill
wow,
out.
pause.
Pause.
All right, all right. So we might as well roll out with the Bron topic since we already on it. I mean, so P is saying that he think that makes him one of the greatest. Like, we should jump to that point?
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now?
absolutely. It was already like, it was close. Like, only thing that was stopping LeBron from being the best is his record in the finals. Like, I feel
Right.
like he lost too many finals games. But then, like we say, let's talk about the times when Michael Jordan even make it to the finals.
Right.
Do we hold him accountable for that as well? So, but to be the first player ever, not the youngest,
Mm-hmm.
ever to reach 30,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, 7,000 assists. That shows me that I can say right now that you are the best all-around player ever.
So does that end the Jordan and Bron argument? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like it may. It has to because we're going to judge every attribute that each of them have.
Killer mentality, Mamba mentality. You know what I'm saying? And Bron just don't have it. So if you can't be the greatest without having something that all of the greats had. Why should we change the rubric for you? And he's that great to the point where people are trying to change the rubric. Like, nah, let's just leave heart out of it.
You
But
know
we
what?
can't
I
do
do
that.
understand that. You
How
had
do
that.
you get that far without heart, though?
Right. And
That
I'm going to
doesn't-
point
that
By
out.
doesn't
being
make
able to
sense.
pass real good.
Dog, that
You know what I'm
doesn't make
saying?
sense, though.
It does.
No.
Look at him.
Bruh.
He can pass really good. He
I
can
don't-
rebound
I
real
disagree.
good.
Agree
He
to
can
disagree.
run fast. He can jump high as hell. He's smart as fuck.
Negro.
You know what I'm saying?
How
so
the fuck do you think he got there, though? Because you can't get that far without heart, though.
No, I wouldn't go as far as saying LeBron doesn't have heart.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I do understand the sentiment you're speaking on when you
Right.
say Kobe has a different kind of passion.
Mm.
I
Right.
think Kobe was the thing
Right.
that made him special was he would not be denied.
Mm-hmm.
And any obstacle that was in front of him wasn't shit to him for real.
Period.
You know, and I've seen LeBron kind of act out at times. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? This isn't his whole character.
But
when
every now and
something's been
then.
in his way,
Yep.
he's kind of ran from it. Or he's kind of,
Mm.
you know, in a sense, brought people in to help,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm saying.
Call up the
And-
squad.
And, of course, Kobe has some good teams as well. I mean, it takes, you know, all 5 players to win a championship ultimately.
Mhm.
But it does, for me, kind of tarnish the legacy as a basketball player for LeBron for me when I see things weren't working in Cleveland. He goes down to Miami. And then he
Right.
comes back up to Cleveland.
When it's
Things are
not working
shaky
in
now.
Miami.
And now, you know, you hear a bunch of stuff in maybe being L.A., this, that, and the third. And I
Mhm.
just, I just would never see Kobe doing that. So that's why my
Period.
respect level for Kobe is at another level.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. We got an honest guy, you know what I'm saying, in the studio today. 'Cause a lot of people, it's like I'm a fan of Bron too, believe it or not. Everybody think I hate Bron. I'm a fan of his, but I'm a MJ fan and I'm a Kobe fan, and that's my standard of my fanmanship. If you want to earn my shit, do that. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do that, it's like, okay, I rock with you for the other things, but I have to hold you accountable because, in my opinion, Bron should have been cleared the 30,000 mark. He could have averaged 40 a game if he had that mentality. He has the physical attributes that MJ and Kobe, dream of. They would never have.
But if he would have done that, he would have had 7,000 assists. You know what I'm saying? It probably been got the 30,000.
Yeah, but nobody
earlier.
cares about
Yes,
7,000
you do.
assists.
Yes,
dog.
you do.
What?
He's not a
Absolutely
point
you do.
guard. I don't care about
And then
that.
this is my
What?
rebuttal to you saying that he doesn't have heart. True or false? When you won against Golden State, the championship,
Mm-hmm.
right there to me, does that show his heart? To me, that like, okay, I can't have that argument anymore. He doesn't have heart. He led in every statistical category on both teams.
Okay.
Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and whatever you want to say. He led it everyone. That's heart, man.
That's a
Even
valid point.
right.
That's
And
a
then
valid
even
point.
the year before when he lost, he still averaged more than everybody in every category.
To your point,
Yeah, like 40 and 10 and 9 or some shit.
yeah, he snapped when Kyrie
hard.
wasn't there.
That's hard.
And I
That's what he-
appreciated that. And that's what I thought you was going to say when you were saying, Amir, in spots he'll show. I thought you was going to say heart at some times because it's up and down. In that particular series, when Kyrie Irving was hurt and he didn't play, Bron had to step up. He put it on his shoulders. He said, I know the world looking, and I know they think I don't got no heart.
Right.
I'm about to boss up. And he did boss up, and he lost. And I'm not holding that against him. He was overpowered. However, the next series, he had the clutch block. Kyrie had the clutch shot, though. And he wanted him to take that shot. That's my thing about him. The difference between him and the other GOATs is they wouldn't dare let somebody take the shot. Even if they made it, they'll fuck around in the locker room and be like, hey, don't ever do that again.
Don't
you
you,
know what I'm
want
saying?
somebody on
That's my
your
shot.
team that makes other? Don't you want a superstar that makes
Right.
everyone else
So
better?
wouldn't that feed into the assist?
Yeah,
the
I do.
assist stats
You want
and all
that.
that shit too. Like, don't
But,
you want a team?
okay,
player?
but
Eh.
in the clutch, ain't nobody worried about no assist stats in the clutch.
In the clutch,
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
okay,
We're
okay.
just trying to make the shot. And
Right.
Okay, but if you feel like he doesn't have heart, why wouldn't he give it to somebody on his team who knows they can finish? I mean, maybe he's feeding
Right.
into
That's
his
smart.
own
That shows
opinion.
he's a smarter
He-
player.
Or your
He's-
opinion.
Nah,
He's smart
man.
enough to know his deficiencies, in my
Nah.
opinion.
I'm not rocking with that.
No, I mean, shit.
I'm just not rocking with that
I'm
attitude.
just, hey,
And then
playing
look,
the devil's
okay,
advocate
when
here.
Miami won the championship against the Spurs, he tried to be that clutch guy. He shot the 3-pointer. What happened? Boing.
Not clutch.
And then this so happened. Chris
So-
Bosh gets the rebound, get a ball to a
To
clutch
a clutch
player
guy, right?
who wins the game. So I'm gonna
Deducted
learn
points from your GOAT status
If
right
I-
then.
if I don't.
Minus 10.
Minus
You know what I'm
10?
saying? Minus
Damn,
10
that's a 10?
immediately.
if he wouldn't have missed that shot at the right
10 off the
angle,
goat.
Yeah.
Damn.
we would have been able to get a rebound.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey,
going on?
what up, though?
So this is my thing. Like I used to say that too about LeBron. Like his I question his heart. But after the Golden State victory, matter of fact, after the first loss that he lost against Golden State in the championship, I took that shit away. Like he
Yeah.
showed me that heart. Period. I would never bring that shit up again. And
I'm bringing it up forever.
he's the most conscious superstar of all time.
Definitely. He is definitely the civil rights GOAT. I
is.
guess.
He is.
And I would have put him under Jim Brown, but Jim Brown actually been cooning lately.
Yeah, he been
Big
cool
time.
In his old age.
Yeah.
Like, is he
Jim Brown
senile
has-
at this
You know
point?
It may be. It
I
may
don't
be
even want to
CTE.
disrespect the GOATs like that, but it's a couple of them that been cooling lately.
I'll do it for you,
Shit.
bro.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis
Let's
been
go.
doing it.
Let's
that's
hear
a
it.
given. He been
Oh, I
doing
mean,
that.
come on. Yeah. We didn't have
what
to
he
say
do.
that.
King
Shit.
Coon.
Come
That's what
on.
he do.
That's what he
You heard of King Kong? That's
Hey.
King Coon.
King Coon got on both
Coming out.
knees.
Hey, coming out 2019 King
I
Coon.
get on both these for my coonish.
All right, let's move on, man.
My
Because
dog
You
Jerry
get the
Rice,
Coon
too.
discount at
Jerry Rice
Chick-fil-A.
definitely coon.
Jerry Rice.
Like he ain't had straight backs a couple years ago, though. With the receding, you know what I'm saying?
Straight backs.
Come on, man.
Did y'all
I
see
don't
that Popeyes commercial he did? That Popeyes.
Yeah,
Popeyes
the
commercial.
shit wasn't cool.
Yo,
No, I did
That
not
shit
see
made me
it.
sick to
No.
my stomach,
Have
bro.
y'all
No.
I was sick to my stomach when I saw that. I was like, you know what?
That shit was
No.
not cool,
I'm
man.
disappointed in you, Jerry.
Right.
Disappointed, man.
You should have called Jerry Amir
Love
like,
that
hey,
chicken
man.
from Popeyes.
Because I wouldn't have handled it well. You know,
Yeah.
I would have broke down crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? We believed in you. We believed in you.
Right. Damn,
Oh,
Jerry.
shit.
Yeah,
All you had to do
man.
was like that, Jerry.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
Jerry.
We always knew you was kind of soft, man.
Time
Damn.
heals all. Time
Why?
heals all.
Why? The one
Hey
time.
man, shout out to Shannon Sharp for
I'm
holding
like,
it down
finally, here we
for
go.
us brothers that they
100.
rock unks in Africa,
Man,
Pan
dude,
African
dog,
symbols,
that-
man.
I don't know, man. Shannon, like,
Got DJ.
I know we gotta rush through this, but Shannon, I gotta put this up about Shannon, man. At first, Shannon Sharp, when I heard he was gonna do the show with Skip, I was like, ooh, I don't know. And you know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna be coonage.
Cause he
I thought he was gonna be cool because of his accent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I felt like once I saw him and saw the things that he was saying, I was like, man, I feel wrong for that, Shannon.
Yeah, you
know
felt
what I'm saying?
bad.
'Cause-
You
and
feel
then he
like you
became
were judging before
I
you
was-
got to
yep.
really.
Yeah,
I was prejudiced.
and we do
you know
that
what I'm
as
saying?
fans. You know
I was
what I'm saying?
prejudiced. But then now he's going too far with this. I don't know what he's exactly doing with the black backwoods.
Yeah.
with
What
the
is he
stock.
doing
I
with
think
that?
somebody
Like,
got in his ear, man.
And, like, do
Money
that some
talks.
more?
You know how that is.
Yeah,
Money
like-
sells, and ignorance sells more than
It
anything
does.
nowadays.
Right.
which is
Yeah.
the
I don't know
most
if he's doing
shameful
it like
shit, really.
It is.
to
But
show how stupid people
it's
look. when they
corny.
do that, but
It's
like,
corny.
it's
You know what I mean?
It's
So
corny.
it's like I'm like that's why I kind of removed myself from it. It was cool, and I was like, nah,
Man,
you're
like,
not the
Yeah,
guy I
not
thought
sure
he
what-
was. I'm like,
exactly.
I don't
So
know.
I'm like
I don't know,
fucked up
so-
right now about Shannon. I
He
don't
hit
know
us
how
with a
to
pump
feel.
fake.
He did.
Because and the thing is, if he didn't have a southern lisp,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that egregious. But because you got that going on, you kind of sound like a slave, low key.
Right.
So you can't be ain't shit funny when you do it.
Hey, my bad to go back to the Jerry Rice
Go
thing,
ahead.
but my point is this: are they asking Peyton Manning to do this shit?
Exactly.
Thank
Are
you.
they asking Dan Marino to do this shit?
Thank you.
Why they asking you? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
from Mississippi.
Right.
They
Mm-hmm.
you already got this connotation on you,
Yep.
man. And I'm just
They
not
know
for
you
that,
programmed
know what I mean?
already. Real talk. He from Mississippi. He with it. Hit him
Yeah.
up.
Do you feel like in the NFL they want robots? Like to me, it seems like it's definitely a contrast between the NFL and the NBA as far as what the players can and will do compared to the NFL.
I wouldn't say they necessarily want robots, but there are a lot of things that have been placed that are kind of controlling factors that need to be changed in the future. You know, that's pretty much the farthest I'll go with that. But really, our NFL Player Association, they encourage us to be people who inspire, people who have a lot of diversity, you know, do stuff like that. So we have a lot of resources to be more outgoing, so it won't be
Yeah.
robots, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying? But
right. That's
it's
cool.
kind of a dynamic you work with the NFLPA than the NFL. Those are two different entities. So, like, it's kind of balanced a little bit.
Cool.
While we on the NFL though, man, I feel like the NFL gets covered different from the NBA. For example, like Zach Randolph got caught with like 16 pounds. That number may not be correct, but it was something.
Again? Or
No, in the
Oh,
summertime.
I would say, no, he don't give a shit. I would say that dude's wilding.
It was crazy, and I'm like, okay, he the weed man, or he just blowing him down, or he putting his little brother on. I don't
He
know.
the weed man, bro.
Right, he gotta
Ain't no
be.
way he's smoking all that.
Now, let's compare him to a veteran that's, you know what I'm saying, maybe not really well known in the NFL to a mom that sit at home with the kids every day. If that was that dude, that would have been all over ESPN. They would have blasted the shit out of that dude and try to run him out of NFL. So my question is, like, as an NFL player, how do y'all deal with the fact of knowing that you covered differently?
That is a really good question. I think the reasoning why, for one, is because football generates the most money.
Yeah.
Even on the college level, that shit makes more than the goddamn NFL. Go look it up. That's the
You're right.
crazy
Yeah,
shit. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I think it makes a lot more money, so there's a lot higher demand on kind of what you guys were kind of hinting towards earlier of controlling and making sure you're protecting the shield.
Yeah.
Which is the
It's
NFL.
all about the
You know what I'm
shield.
saying? So yeah, exactly. And then, in fact, they say it all the time. And you know, it is some importance that, you know, keeping some respect for your job, because I do love the NFL. You know what I mean? It's giving me a great opportunity.
Most definitely.
So you know, I never say that ain't the right thing, but sometimes that controlling factor can be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
In the sense of they're completely trying to exterminate people when they make those mistakes,
Right.
as
Right.
opposed to helping them in that situation to
Yeah.
get better or, you know, grow from it. And I feel like that's really the heart that needs to come from that, you know, the energy that should come from that controlling factor. But You know, it's like, nope, you crossed me one time, boom, you're done because you're messing up my money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. Yeah. And they don't know if they were a little bit more lenient, they actually will make more money. For example, Chad Johnson, Terrell Owens, both of those guys should have been playing, man.
Right.
yeah.
Y'all
They
could have made
lost
more money
prime
off of them
years
guys.
their careers.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. The thing is,
Greats.
I think
Yeah.
the NFL is kind of wising up a little bit,
Mhm.
just judging off. Okay, they're more lenient on the team celebrations this year.
Yeah,
Before,
yeah.
that was always out. I'm like, man, what?
Yeah.
We want to see them clown when you score a touchdown.
Right.
We want to see y'all clown.
I'm throwing the flag on Antonio Brown twerking, though. I'm throwing a flag.
Yeah, that should be out.
You're ringing a bell.
And a
you got
bell,
to.
for
Saying.
sure.
Pause.
Minus 10.
Call you.
Minus 10. Minus 10 right there.
Minus
Don't say
10.
that, Antonio.
Minus
Here, I'll give you the bell. Hey, just whenever DJ says
Hey, the
some gay
freeze
shit,
tag
just make
though,
sure.
with Minnesota, that shit was lit. That shit was lit. The freeze tag.
Yeah.
Dude.
The
They
freeze
was
tag.
killing them.
Minnesota,
Oh, yeah, that
that
shit
shit
was
was
lit.
cold.
What Boogie Down Brown? Where was
Man.
Boogie Down Brown?
Man, all right, man. Since we already in the NFL, let's talk about it a little bit. We got I think that the Jags got robbed. I think the Jags got robbed.
Let's
You know what I'm
talk
saying?
about it.
The Patriots, they have the advantage. I think that the refs subconsciously already know, just like the fans know, oh shit, the Patriots about to come back and win. You know what I'm saying? And it may not even be something blatant because at the same time you have to weigh the fact that the NFL hates the Patriots because they always getting hit with penalties and getting caught cheating.
Do they?
Yeah,
I mean,
and they
yeah,
always
I mean,
challenge it.
do
And it's
they
always
though?
Do
it's
they
very
really
public.
hate
Is
them,
it
though?
really a
That
hate
shit was
thing?
that's just
a
all
love
smoke
hate.
and mirrors, man.
You think so?
I
Smoke and
don't-
mirrors. Come
All
on,
right, well,
Roger.
let me finish my point.
Okay,
though. Let me
okay,
finish my point.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So I think that was in the back of the ref's mind, and I think they blew a couple calls, especially the Miles Jack call. Even though there was contact, I think they should have let dude run to the end zone and then figure it out in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Was he down by contact or did he strip that ball? If that was a Patriot, would y'all would have blew the whistle? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I think refs call that pretty much the same. Like they always stop it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it's, of course, you think he's down, they're gonna blow the whistle, play, stop. You know what I'm saying? But this is my thing. I think it's all smoke and mirrors of the NFL doesn't like the Patriots. I think the NFL loves the Patriots.
I don't see how.
And Roger Goodell and Mr. Kraft are homies low key. You know what I'm saying? They are homies low key.
Possibly.
He put that out here like we're gonna put Tom Brady on his 5-game suspension, all this shit. That shit was all some
And if
bullshit.
that's true, it's better than the NBA handled Michael Jordan and the Jordan rules and favoring the shit out of him. If
I
that's the
feel like-
case, they favor Mike, man.
I feel like they favored the Patriots. Look at the win that the Patriots had over the Jaguars. They had like one penalty compared to like 8 by the Jaguars.
Yeah.
For like 100
What do you
yards.
think?
Here's my question for Amir. When you play the Patriots, do you go in like with that thought, like kind of like back in the day when you played a white school? I gotta play y'all and the refs. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, dog, is it like that?
You don't even understand, bro. I'm from Alabama, bro.
Okay.
So you know, and I grew up Muslim. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's like,
All right.
the double. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what? I only played him in the preseason, so I'm not gonna say it didn't mean anything. But you know, it didn't count at the end of the season. But I always feel like they're the team that gets by on like pure grit. I wouldn't say like I feel like I'm playing the white school. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like when you go out there, you see him, you like, this it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
like you playing, and you're expecting some dominant pass rush that you
Right.
got to stand and get a chip block on.
Yeah.
And you see your lineman just handle them. You know, I'm like, this the Patriots? But then you look up, you down 21-0. You like, how the hell we
How they
losing?
doing
You know?
that?
How the hell we losing?
That's one thing I
So-
would say, man. Like, man, Tom Brady is the fucking GOAT.
Yeah,
man.
nah, it's the truth. The truth.
He is the GOAT. Like, whenever they're down, I'm like, man, here we go. Tom gonna come back some type of way. I don't know how
Yeah.
he's gonna do it.
You know what?
He's gonna come back.
I think Aaron Rodgers is actually better than Tom Brady.
Ooh,
He's
Oh,
a bad man.
I do.
dirty here,
Just
first,
because-
folks.
Right.
I mean, I see him twice. I see him twice a year. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Right. Yeah.
besides
So you're
this year.
familiar with him.
But he does exactly what Tom Brady does at the line. Like when you watch Aaron Rodgers, he'll start a drive with a play, and for their own, he calling it. It ain't no I'm not looking to the sideline or I'm
Yeah.
getting something in my helmet. Nah, he's calling a lot of the times, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Matt has that ability too. He's doing
Okay.
he does that well.
Okay.
You know, but Aaron Rodgers just has it down.
Mm.
And in that system, for a long time, you got to be a good quarterback to have receivers who are all good, you know what I mean? But like, it ain't like they got Calvin. You know what I mean? It ain't like they got
Exactly.
Julio.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And,
They don't even have Golden Tate.
well,
They don't.
Randall Cobb pretty good, man. And Devontae Adams made the Pro
Nelson.
Bowl. Devontae Adams made the Pro Bowl. You know what I
Devontae
mean?
Adams is
Yeah,
a beast,
take
for
my
sure.
dog, so I
Yeah.
got to show him some love. But like,
Yards after the catch is nasty with Tate.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
He
for
a
sure,
beast.
for sure, he'll beast.
He the GOAT
But
right
what I
there.
was gonna say with Aaron Rodgers that makes him unique is he can get out of that pocket
Yeah.
and he creates for himself. Tom, when stuff gets cloudy, which it rarely does,
Yeah.
they pass protect really well there.
Right.
That's another thing Aaron Rodgers don't really have. You know, the great pass protection. He can't create like Aaron Rodgers. So that's what makes me think if Aaron Rodgers, he had to sit for 5 years.
Yeah.
How long did Brady
That's
sit?
a long
did Brady
time,
sit?
man.
That's
How long
true.
did
I
Brady
don't
sit?
think it was
Brady said, like,
5,
true.
man.
Like a year or two. Like it was like 2 years. Wasn't
It
it?
seemed like it was maybe
So
a year
he's still
or two.
getting
That
better.
that
Yeah.
year,
You know what I mean?
it was
I'm like,
crazy.
it's scary. And then this dude comes back from collarbones like they jam fingers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, he got hurt 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers definitely does have that clutch it factor too. Like
Mm-hmm.
even the game, I know it's probably be a little painful for you. You know what I'm saying? Game was over. You know what I'm saying?
Over. We're
Yeah,
about to make the playoffs. We start off that
Right.
year 1-7.
Right.
I'm over here.
The comeback is on, and here go Aaron Rodgers with the Hail Mary at the end of the game. Like,
In here, boy.
Right. On any block.
I'm
I
like,
was
no,
lit.
he did
Rookie
just win
year.
that game.
Right.
I was like silent for like 15 minutes. I just turned the TV off and just walked off. I had to walk down the street and walk back just to like
Yeah.
Needed to
fathom
laugh
what
for
just
you.
happened.
That shit was so Lions, man.
Like,
I started so many
jeez.
like emails to Aaron Rodgers and deleted them.
Yeah.
Like, talking shit like,
Right.
yeah.
Nah.
Delete.
Delete.
Man.
No, is it?
Dude, ruin my life, man.
This is a question too. Is it? Do you have that in your mind when you're playing in Lambeau? Like, oh man, like this is gonna be a tough game. Like it's hard.
Yeah,
as hell
bro.
To win in
You
Lambeau.
do, because that's a different crowd, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
And
bro.
it's
That's
cold
a
as
different
shit, too.
crowd.
Absolutely.
And they bring a different intensity because they're like the one NFL team that's like owned by the community or something
Right.
weird like that. So they feel that sense of ownership. So when they're in there,
Right.
they feel like you're playing their family.
Right.
So
okay.
it's calling you all
like a
kind
high
of stuff.
school
Oh
game,
man,
damn
yeah.
near.
I can imagine what they're saying.
Right?
Right. All kind
Right?
of shit.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, we already
Yeah,
know.
we see you.
Have you ever been there?
No, I
Of
haven't.
course not.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I would never. I may
Why
never go.
So angry though.
I may never go
Of course not.
to Green Bay.
That's like asking me if
Give
I
me
ever
a
been up
cheeseburger or
north.
some shit. Get a grilled
Okay.
cheese
Or
sandwich.
Alabama?
I got. That's where my family from, Alabama. I'm from. They're from such a small town. You probably don't even know what it is.
Try me.
Eufaula.
Yeah.
Got
That's down there kind of like, not by Selma, but like a little bit north in between Montgomery.
What about Tuscumbia? That's where my
I know, I've heard of it. I don't know where it's from. I don't know where it's at, though.
That shit little as hell.
Yeah.
Tuscumbia.
No, that really
Sounds
is.
like
That's
two
like
city
a country.
blocks.
Yeah, that really is.
Tuscumbia.
Got your own country off there.
Right, Ingram.
But it tripped me out though. I went down to Eufaula, Alabama. It's like our street is named after our last name and shit.
that's what's
Like,
up.
Yeah, that's same
But
with
you
me.
knew it-
in
but you
North
knew
Carolina,
that-
North Carolina.
But you knew
Right.
that Terry wasn't black though, didn't you?
Oh, I know that.
That
definitely.
hurt you, yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, it did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you know, all of the first names of the first settlers that came from Europe over here, they're
Right,
just named
right.
by what they did. So I'm like,
Yeah.
was my family or the slave owners that got my slave, were they just terrible? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? My last name Terry, so it was like,
Yeah.
well, we're just terrible. We were just
You just
terrible
bombing
motherfuckers.
shit.
We're gonna call them the Terrys.
Got them
Man.
Terrys.
Right.
Them
Shit, terrible,
Terrys.
man. You probably weren't having that shit. That's probably
Okay.
Right.
Terrorists over here.
terrible. You ain't
Call
doing
them
no work.
terrorists.
Since we already,
Fuck that. My last name is X for now.
Man.
I made a point last week,
My name is
man,
X,
to P
I got
because
Jones and Smith, the two most
And all the
Slimmy.
slaves.
generic.
right. Slimmy last week was talking about it may have been 2 or 3 weeks ago. We was arguing about the Caldwell firing.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
my point was, Mike McCarthy and Caldwell, I mean, to me, they kind of had the same kind of season. They dealt with a lot of injuries. They had pieces of their team that wasn't complete. And I don't think you can blame either one of those guys. If you fire Caldwell, fire McCarthy, right? So my thing is, do you guys think, I'll let all of y'all answer, plus Amir, do you think the firing was premature? I personally think it was premature Give the guy, you granted him one more year, give him another year.
Wow. Anyone want to?
Well,
You were most passionate about
my
this.
rebuttal to that is, like, to me, it's the way he started out. It fucked him in the end. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, if you start out, you came over the Lions, they're 11-5, right?
In my mind, I had already did it.
Yeah, Paul.
Right.
You
So,
missed your chance.
so okay, you start out 11-5, and then you go, I don't know, 9-7, 7-9.
Yeah.
So you like digressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go out with a chick for the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
The conversation is great. Y'all vibing, like, oh damn, this bitch, she might be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You hit it. The hit was great. You know what I'm saying? So you like, damn, she good. Then the next time you go, you know what I'm saying? Conversation with all that. You know what I'm saying?
Wind down a little
You
bit.
hit it a little, so it wasn't the same. She was
Dried
kind
out
of lazy.
some.
You know what I'm saying? She
Mhm.
might have been lazy that time. You know what I'm saying? It was a little stint. You like,
Yeah.
This is-
Maybe 2 days away from being
maybe I
on.
was wrong about the first time. Maybe that was just a fluke. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think that's the whole type of like ordeal that happened with Caldwell. It started out great, and you was like, and he lacks passion. I don't like a coach with no passion to me. He may be on a.
I'm
like,
glad you
behind
brought
the
that up because
scenes,
that's what I
it's
want to hear,
different.
the behind the scenes
But to me,
Caldwell.
I'm just he lacks passion.
He's like, he does like, you
It
know
was
what
a
I'm saying?
stretch. It was a stretch.
He's over there, man. He's like, man, I don't know. He's like, you're just Jim. You're not Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, oh, we'll get him next time, guys. You know, we failed on
Why
X,
did
Y,
he
and
just
Z,
turn
but all I want
to
you
the
guys to
whitest
do
person
is next week. Don't worry about this loss, fellas.
Why did he just
We're
make
gonna-
pod though?
We're gonna get
He
it
make it
better.
better.
Next week we're gonna do better. We're gonna win. Okay?
To me, he's not that. To me, he's the
Find my
mad ass
coach and
granddaddy.
Right.
Get off my lawn. Don't ask no questions. Go take out the trash. You know what I'm saying? What?
Didn't I
That-
tell you
he
to
like
take out
that.
the trash?
How is he,
I
man?
don't see that.
Okay. All right.
Why'd you do it?
Coach Caldwell, he is a very punctual individual.
Okay.
He's very old school, but at the same time, he is the epitome of a head coach
Mm.
Right.
because he's a guy who he isn't on just one side. He's involved. He's been on the defensive side of coaching, offensive side of coaching. He knows every position, and he's reached such a wisdom of like a level of coaching that he don't always need that passion because the
Right.
best way to talk to someone is genuinely getting to know them and understanding
True.
their emotions of how they feeling and making sure they're getting the best out of their opportunities. One thing for Coach Caldwell, why I was sad that he was let go, was because he really takes care of the players.
Right.
He's a guy, he understands the NFL. Yes, our seasons are condensed, to like 6 months, so it's a lot of work in a short period of time. But you get tired as hell, man. There's grown men out there beating each other up,
Right.
and you have some coaches who have the method of the minute you get pass on, we thumping all year.
Right.
He got so excited.
Oh shit!
The light in his eyes.
Whole year, a whole heap of a year.
Oh, he was excited.
Yeah, but like a lot of coaches, I don't even know how to.
Dump it and
He
thump
takes care
it.
of the players, you know what I mean?
But that's a great insight, though.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, so
Yeah.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. I was sad about Caldwell getting fired. Number one, because I just don't think that they give black coaches a long leash, and I hate to use leash as a word because we're not pets, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't give us enough time to prove ourselves. We have a short amount of time, and we have to be way greater than our counterparts. So I was just upset about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to hear that players did like Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a player thing. It was more of an organization thing.
Not at all. You know what I
That's
mean?
what's
You can
up.
kind of expect it. Got a new GM, and he didn't hire Caldwell, so that leash is already shorter in a
Right.
certain extent because he's not liable. He's not a person that invested in him. So that's always it's a business, man.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
really a business. And a lot of people look at it as just like a sport, as if when they played in high school. It ain't that.
It's too much money involved.
Way
Exactly.
more money, way more
It's-
politics.
it's-
I'm
Can't be
sure.
playing around with that. Yep.
So, with that being said, it's looking like Matt Patricia. Is his name Matt Patricia? Coach Patricia,
Yeah,
whoever he
for,
is from New
Patriot,
England. Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing.
After he wins, supposedly, if he does win, they say everybody's looking to him as the next Lions coach. My thing is, all of what's his name? I'm thinking
Belichick.
Belichick. Thank you. I was gonna say Parcells. all of Belichick's coaches, they don't do nothing.
They'd be pretty much ass.
They ass.
Besides
and I think
Saban.
that's what
Besides Saban. Saban's not like the only
right.
one.
Yeah.
Besides Saban. So
That's
it's like
collegiate level though. So it's like
when it comes to
He was turning the
defensive
Dolphins
or
around.
offensive coordinator.
He was almost there. Yeah, he was almost
But
there.
my
How-
bad, go ahead.
no, you straight. How much faith do you have in a one side of the ball coordinator becoming a head coach? You know what I'm saying? Would you be? It seems like if I was a player, I'd be way more confident in a past coach. At least he has had that role at some point, as opposed to somebody brand new in the spot.
I look at it different because a head coach is a guy who has to be able to command a team. So it's not so much of what he's going to be implementing as far as like styles defensively and offensively. It's about how he can move the emotion of a team and how he can get people to buy in.
Okay.
And
His beard seems like he would be.
he
good
does.
at
He looks
that.
very convincing.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
convincing.
yeah, yeah.
Got that Yukon look. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
hat to the back. You know what I mean?
No, but from what I've seen, I know he's one. I don't know if he will get the job or not. It's all speculation right now. I'm gonna find out when y'all find out.
Okay.
But he's a guy. He looks like he can command the team. He's a guy who's he's worked with a lot of talent in New England. That's not necessarily what he's putting out there. You know what I mean? Like the statistics they put out there,
most def.
sometimes they're just not starting to pay players. Stephon Gilmore was like the highest paid free agent I've seen them pay
They
in
threw
a
a bag
long
at that
time.
boy.
Right.
And I'm
real.
looking. They let Chandler Jones walk.
Right.
Because they ain't trying to pay nobody and Jamie Collins.
Right.
So it kind of tells you they let Jimmy Garoppolo walk. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like they not.
They don't care about that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
So
more of the system
to
there.
see him work
They
a
feel
team.
like I actually want to be introduced to the coach because I think he could take me and use me on the field.
right.
Make me go.
I can't stand
Just
him.
make sure they
You know what I
paying
mean?
you.
Right,
Don't be offering your service because when you come out there, they gonna be like, "Oh, we thought you wanted for free."
Hey, I'm gonna pull my pal tape out. You know what I'm saying? I play for the
like-
East Side Giants, bro. What's good? Cornerback.
The quality on
Number
that.
2.
Quality on that shit terrible, huh?
Yeah, right.
You can't even see the feet
VHS.
moving. It's just-
It may not even be me.
Yeah. So now, while we're talking about the Lions and the Patriots and things of that nature, we're talking about systems. Do you think the lack of the Lions' run game is more of is it more of a personnel problem or a system problem?
Well, of course, I ain't gonna say it's a personal. I'm sitting right here.
I mean,
Nah, but
Be real.
it's all them. It ain't me. Nah, but I think everyone has to take accountability for it. But it's been tough. Speaking from a perspective of a running back who's been here for about 3 years now, I've had a new running back coach every year.
Dang.
All my
That's
coaches
whack.
are changing all the time.
Yeah.
I started off in the offense, and then in the middle of that year, they fired my coach, and we put in a whole new offense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got, and a lot of blame also goes to like the O-line. But you got to understand, the scheme is going to move your O-lineman because when guys can, O-lineman is one of the hardest positions because you got to be able to think at the snap on run plays. Am I going to double team with this guy this way to get this leverage on this guy who's trying to penetrate the line? But, or am I going to do that? And it's tough. But when you have complicated schemes where like you got a bunch going on, a bunch of single blocks, it makes it tough. And our scheme has been inconsistent because we've changed it 3 times since I've been here, and I think that has a lot to do with the run game because the run game can only get better with repetition. But when you're lacking in that area and when you get in the game and the run is slow and then you go away from it immediately,
You bail
and
out.
and then your
I
leading
think
carrier
that's
only
the problem
has
too, yeah.
finished the game with 9 carries, but you mad about the production. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? What you want, But it's been a hard dynamic because we show flashes. We show
Most
flashes.
definitely.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
most
But
definitely.
it's been tough, and I think Bob Quinn, has recognized that, and I think he's trying to make some changes to improve that.
Okay. That's
This
what's
is
up.
my observation. Is
As
because
a season ticket holder.
as a season ticket holder,
Respect.
So I think like Theoretic is such a good like third down back or catching out the backfield type of back. I think you don't get enough chances to do that as well, and I think that you would kind of like shine more if we were to do that more, like throw some screens in there, short passes, and utilize your skill set,
Use
which
that
is like
speed.
the speed.
That
and
goes a lot with what I was saying. Schematically, things have been kind of. It's not the personnel. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's not the personnel. I feel like because for a while we didn't even use Marvin Jones well. Now he
Right.
exploded this year,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
but we were doing a lot of like short routes to him, and that dude can run.
Yeah.
If you
Fast as
throw
hell.
the ball,
Right.
he gonna go get it. That's the type of dude he is. That's his attitude. When you meet him, he's a herky jerky. Like he's, you know what I mean. He wired up because he can just run.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But like we weren't using him like that. But this year you saw it was times Matt was just like F it.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And Marv was like, I
Give
got
me
you,
that.
big dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing. You know what I mean? And I feel like we learned that. We kind of went towards that, but
Yeah.
we never tapped into the potential of other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? You saw Ebron come on late.
Yeah.
Dude, he feeds off his teammates being positive and positive energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
if
unfortunately, all of Detroit
it's
is
negative.
on
It's very
his ass.
negative. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Which, of course,
E-bum, you know what I'm saying?
E-bum.
at the same
He's
time, I
a-
understand fans. You don't understand fans. You know, you got some Pat. I'm a fan of the Lakers. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I view it different now, so I never call anybody a bum. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you
Bro,
know,
you're a
it's-
professional athlete, so you're not a
You
bum.
can't.
if-
Yeah,
if-
right.
you
Period.
know, for the,
I
you know,
can't do it, so you're
Yeah.
not a bum. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
If he drops a pass or something, then you go completely away from him. You know what I'm saying? That ain't helping the team because he
Yeah.
still got to be out there. You know what I mean? I can go down the line and talk about a lot of people, but schematically things have been kind of off for what we have because we got a lot of talent, bro.
Right.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
a lot of talent. We're not even using
Always.
Kenny Galladay yet. Like
Right.
for real.
He got hella
Hom-
talent.
homie is cold. You know what I mean? And GT he's getting better with age, bro.
Yeah,
It's
he's
weird.
sick with his.
Like-
So that goes to saying I think the problem is Jim Bob Pooter. He's ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I started out, I was like, damn, he might be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Jim Bob Cooter. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, okay.
97-1 wanted him to take Jim Caldwell
Oh
job
man, no,
so
he
bad.
is ass,
Jim
man.
Bob
You and
I'm gonna tell you
97
what,
won today.
like just watching the Lions play,
You and 97.
we'll be running all
I
these
hate
plays
him.
because
I listen
I
to
don't
him.
know everything
I don't
about how
like it. Why
NFL
do you
teams are
listen to
ran, but I know you come out, you have a schedule, right? Like, okay, we're gonna run these certain set plays.
Mm-hmm.
You have those plays set in your mind. We're always fucking down. We always got to come back in the second half, and I think that's when it comes to where we're like, okay, Matt, do your thing out there. You know, what
now
I'm saying?
we gotta
Take off
abandon the
leashes.
run.
Then we just got to go ahead and just
Yep.
throw it up because he's not calling the right plays in the beginning of the game to keep us in it or to have us up. Like, God damn, you don't know how hard it is to watch the Lions as a
Yeah.
Lions fans. Like, we always got some
Mary,
type of
don't
heartbreak.
answer that.
Nah, I'm mad
Leave it alone.
because I'm over here like y'all got me thinking about it again. I had just got over it. I just got back from Hawaii. I'm feeling good. I'm like, hey, y'all come
He was
over
on
here.
vacation. You brought him back to earth.
I
Damn.
know there are reasons, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
They probably
sorry.
took, man, low key, Lions probably took about 2 years off my life, dog. Like, for real. Dog.
That's it?
at least two. Because, you know what I'm
Is
saying?
Took
I get
2
over
inches
that
off
shit.
my hairline for sure.
I mean,
Thank
don't-
God,
I
thank
mean,
God for
don't
marijuana
blame
though,
that
because the
shit on
marijuana
anybody
gave me a
else.
few years back.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Because it took away the stress.
Man,
But
don't put that
dude.
shit on anyone else, please.
Chill, this is the Lions. It's this piece right here and that piece
it's
right
right
here.
there.
Man,
It's all
stop.
Lions.
Hey,
He's trying to blame
this is
his
my
heredity-
number one question for brother
his
Amir right
heritage
here.
on you.
Chill on my ear. All right, so I don't know. It was maybe like in the middle of the year, right? Report said that you were upset about not getting the ball 3 downs. You wanted to be a 3-down back. Is that true? First of all,
I never said that.
okay.
Never said that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I know. I remember that because obviously things were a lot tense at that time because we had lost in Thanksgiving. That was a huge game we lost. We played like shit. You know, it just wasn't good. You know, so we knew it was going to be an uphill battle to make that playoff. So, you know, coaches on pins and needles
Yeah.
because, you know, they playing for their, you know, they're
His job
coaching for
on
their
the
jobs.
line,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Coaching that's a hard profession. You know,
Yeah.
but like.
Right.
You know you're gonna take
and
it.
then I've noticed the media, they love division, man. They love to get into someone's realm of living, and they're like, you know, if I can divide this shit up, because that's how this world was built. If you think
Yeah,
about it, you
no
know what I
doubt.
mean. They went in, they divided everybody.
Now we getting
And
deep
now-
people
you know
at
what I mean?
home.
But like, and that stuff just trickles down throughout
No doubt.
history, and it's all in systematic, man. It's all systematically, you know, displayed now. And the media kind of worked some stuff. Obviously, they saw that, you know, Detroit started going away from me, you know, in the run game and stuff. And it was like, oh, I'm sure he's upset. Abdullah wants the ball more. Me, I just want us to win.
Right.
Because I feel like if you win, it nullifies all bad. It's like if
Yeah.
you win, it don't even matter.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Exactly.
Can't
But-
say shit.
If you losing, he like,
Exactly. You know
But-
what I mean?
coach, give me that fucking
What
ball.
I did
Right.
notice though,
Right.
after you said that, the very next game, you were a 3-down back for like 4 games, really until the end of the season. And that's one credit that I gave to Jim Caldwell is that he stayed loyal. You got to let your players grow. You got to let them get out there, see how they going to do. Y'all come back together, game plan again. That's why I liked Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he wasn't influenced by the media. I felt like he was anti-media and that y'all were behind closed doors doing whatever y'all was doing. And I trusted him to do that, right?
See, I told
We
you,
need to
DJ
have you
comes
on
with
as
the
our
ball.
official pause,
Like,
man.
really, though.
From here on out, every
DJ
episode.
stays with the.
I'm gonna chill because it be some good content, and I be ruining it. My bad.
No, really. Normally I have it in front of me and I can't even talk because
Nah,
DJ's
that's
always
some
saying
real
some
stuff.
gay shit. That's a gay shit.
So,
That's real talk, though. Hey, shout out to Caldwell, man.
Nah, that's the homie.
no, you know,
my
like,
granddaddy, man.
no, barbershop talk, right?
Shut the fuck up. You too light to be your granddaddy.
Damn.
Man, you hate
I
light
feel like
skinned
it's
people.
racist. I feel like it's
You
racist.
hate
was
like
real
because
That
That
was.
I
was
feel
real
like-
hateful,
really,
man.
did you hear the
You
shit
ever
that
read
he
the
said
Willie
to
Lynch
me?
theory?
Okay,
My sister.
You know what?
You would
My
enjoy it.
sister.
You would
Excuse me.
enjoy
Have
it.
you heard?
She
the
would
shit
enjoy it,
he
wouldn't
said
she?
to me?
My Nubian princess.
Okay. both
Excuse
of
me,
you.
my sister.
All three of you? Really?
Asiatic.
Is that what we're doing today?
My Asiatic
We're gonna
Asiatic sister.
text. That's fine.
I just
We're
said my
stronger when we're
Asiatic sister.
together.
Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you.
You're cool.
Fuck you.
Three.
Right.
So okay, I gotta bring this up. This is a controversial statement.
Here we go.
So we got a lot of people. They were sending questions in to us, and they were saying like, you got to ask Amir about the fumbling situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wanted to ask you this: do you think the fumbling was a result to the injury to your shoulder? Do you think that played a factor into it?
Injury. Nah, actually, I had that injury like sophomore year in college, and it's a labrum. I know it's actually a very common injury.
Torn
Like,
labrum.
yeah, I mean, people get that every day. You can
Working out.
You know, you can slip, fall, try to brace yourself, shoulder go back too far, you tear your labrum. But it's like to a certain extent that you can play with it.
Okay.
But, you know, sophomore year, I sustained it. Then I got it back strong. Junior year, senior year, graduate, get drafted. You see, that's 3 years on that bump shoulder.
Right.
It just so happened that time it went out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I don't really think. Hold on, you said for the fumbling?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, because that actually happened on a play I was blocking. And at the time, it was like, it wasn't bothering me. It was just one of those one times, one more hit, and it popped out on me. But, like, it had never popped out on me before, so that was definitely, like, weird for me. So that's when I knew, like, I probably need surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, but, I mean, let's talk about the fumbling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
a lot of
let's
people.
address it.
Everybody's talking about that.
I had 4 my rookie year.
Boss up.
I had 4 my rookie year. Didn't have even any my second year because I got hurt second game. But last year I had 2. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like misery loves company because like I love Detroit, man. I'm always in the community.
That's
If
what's
y'all
up.
ever got anything going on, let me know for sure. Because
And
I
let
love
us know
reaching
what
out
you
to the
got going
kids.
on,
You know what I
too.
mean?
Right,
Because
exactly.
that's
We'll be
important.
there.
Because Detroit is a city that's really strong, but right now they just don't know it. You know what I mean? It's hiding behind a lot of negativity.
Most
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Until like everyone's positive towards each other, that's when everyone's gonna start uplifting, you know,
Right.
each other. And right now, it's just hiding behind a lot of negativity. And I feel like misery loves company.
Right.
And when the Detroit Lions are losing, everyone needs a scapegoat. There's
Right.
always something, and that's the devil's work to me. To be honest,
Most
is
definitely.
to instead of looking yourself in the mirror and like trying to figure out what's wrong with you. I know the fans can't do that, but as an organization or as a coach or whoever, you know, because there's been times where they have kind of tried to put it on me as if it's my fault. It's like, okay, one play dictated the whole game,
Right.
you know. But
Right.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
but
Right.
you know, I don't really worry about it because if you look at the stats, dude. 4 fumbles in a 16-game season, like
Yeah.
damn.
Right.
I mean, you look at AP, he was fumbling all the time.
All the
You
time.
look at
Right.
Todd Gurley, that's my homie. He fumbled a lot. Melvin, Gordon, a lot of dudes. It's just like it's
Detroit
because
needed
their
a scapegoat.
situation was different. You know, it was
yeah.
different. You know what I mean? Like, because you think about 4 in one season, that's not a lot.
Right.
And then 2 in a whole another season, like, come on, man, that's
Right.
normal. I'm gonna get, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but at the same time, of course, I'm never happy. I'm not like, fumble next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
pissed off. This is my job. I'm
Right.
holding my job. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like, people always just want to hang on to something all the
Right.
time,
All
and
the
I
time.
think misery loves company, and that shit's really prevalent here sometimes.
It
Sometimes.
definitely is.
or-
It definitely is.
You were the scapegoat.
We always criticize ourselves of hating on each other all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's a spirit in the D right now, and it's been like that for a minute, but it need to go away. You know what I'm saying? You
Got to.
100% right.
Too
And,
much potential, man.
I had
location,
you on my fantasy team just to throw that out there. You feel me?
I was
had you
trying
on
to
my
work,
fantasy
man,
team.
but they went away from me. You know
Hey,
what
no,
I'm
you
saying?
was getting me a solid 8 to 10.
You know what I mean?
And I was cool with that.
Hey, with 9 to 10 carries, bro, that's what I could do.
Hey,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
Like, that's
sure.
what I could do.
You was making the
You
best
know
out of
what
the
I mean?
situation, and I found a homer. My boy Will, he's a homer. I know he watching right now.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm
Where's
saying.
Where is Will?
I traded
What's
you
good, bro?
to Will real quick because
Yo,
yeah, you know.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's a business.
I gotta
It's a
admit to
business.
it because I'm gonna say this to the people right now. You know what I'm saying? I done came across a lot of people, man, and I'm a good spirit reader. It's a good dude.
Right.
It's a solid dude right here.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
that.
He's
Absolutely.
1,000. I can tell off rip. You got a solid spirit, very good spirit. He's genuine. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, people at home, I'm gonna say this to y'all. A lot of times, people that work regular jobs be mad.
Right.
Damn, these people getting all this money. All they doing is playing football. I can honestly be happy that you getting paid. Real
Appreciate
talk.
that. That's
Yeah.
real.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
No
that.
doubt. That's real
No
talk.
doubt.
So another question. Who do you? Is it like one guy on defense that you like? Damn, why don't I get hit by this one?
This
You know
motherfucker
what?
right in
Damn,
front of me.
Chancellor.
I didn't start thinking like that until like my second year. We were playing the Tennessee Titans, and it's actually my homie I played with in college. His name is Damian Stafford.
Okay.
Safety. I don't think he's in the NFL no more, but he was a hard hitter, and we
Yeah.
played him. I was like, I can't let him catch me. You know, and after then, I started picking one person a week. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
out of respect thing, but I would say relevant to this year, one person I was not trying to let hit me was probably, Keanu Neal, safety from the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
But he don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I respect it, though. You know what I mean?
Like
But
Louis Delmas a little bit.
yeah,
Like, I'm just gonna throw my head
I just want to
out
be
there.
ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm always, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
always with it, but it's like, you just don't want to get caught slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they got gifts, they got memes, they got all types of shit now, bro.
Yeah, you'll
I'ma
live
make
forever
them
through the meme.
like going falling back. They gonna be rewinding. I'm be like, damn. They got me.
So,
It's a
I know
tough
you-
world.
You used to play cornerback in high school
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, that was my. I played corner before I even played running back.
Oh
Right.
wow.
I got a crazy story, man. Crazy story.
Tell
Wait,
it. We got time.
wait. Before, I need you to come up with a hood tale too. Just anything from
Okay.
the hood, something that would be considered a hood tale.
Okay, cool.
So go ahead with your story.
All right, cool. But I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm the youngest of 9. I grew up in Titusville, Alabama.
Titusville?
Yeah, it's actually a real city.
A lot of strip
She looked at
clubs
me
there?
like, come on. He already lying. He already lying. Come on.
I know. I'm gonna cut that out right now.
Yes.
Fuck that.
He
I
was
will
born a savage.
I will
Born
take you
a
there
savage.
if you want to go. If you really have any interest.
She's in.
Okay. But
Titties,
grew up in
yeah.
Titusville, Alabama. And where I live, it wasn't like a lot of coverage for football.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't real country because it was outside the city of Birmingham, but it was country enough for like, I didn't know how to send out my film. I didn't know how to get recruited. So I kind of got on the trail kind of late. My senior year, my biggest offer was Tuskegee. And I was like happy, you know, I was cool
Yeah.
with that because that's all I knew. I was stuck in a bubble that I didn't know if I went to a bigger school, I would have the opportunity to, you know, probably go to the NFL because I just wanted free education.
Right.
But after I got a new coaching staff came in, and they were like, "No, you didn't know you could send your film out and this and the third." And they compiled all my highlights. And I played corner and I played running back. And my senior year, I had like 15 interceptions, something stupid.
Man.
I was more highly rated
crazy.
as a corner than I was a running back.
Damn.
Then I sent out my running back film, and I also rushed for like 1,700
Okay.
that same year.
Damn.
So, but a lot of schools saw me. They was like,
Titty
he,
Bill Goat, man.
You're right.
Right.
Definitely.
Then go to
You gotta
Titties.
stay
Yeah,
for Tittiesville.
I need a street name. Street
you
name.
do.
But they'll never accept Abdullah.
Nah,
Boy, no.
yeah.
They gonna
Not
be like,
even Amir.
Boy, you don't take that bag, Dad.
You're right.
Never, boy. And my middle name don't help. It's Muhammad.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah, I
helping.
lost.
Oh, my
I lost.
Yeah. Barack
But,
Obama was the president, though. You never
Right.
know.
I was up for about 8 years.
Never
I was
know.
up.
He's up.
I was
Okay.
up. My stock
Okay.
crashed though.
Right.
Trump took off. But,
About 8 years.
Right.
but
Five got in there.
once they sent out my film, a lot of schools were offering me. But like, as I played running back more and more,
Mhm.
I fell in love with the position. I was like, man, this is what I want to do. You know, fell in love with the position. But you know, so that's I wanted to play running back.
You know, so it could be with a young lady. So it's like positions are positions.
Yeah.
So most of the he tried to explain
tried.
it. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah.
tried.
He was
Not
trying
working.
for it.
But most of the schools offered me at corner.
Okay.
You know, and I kind of made up my mind. I was like, no, I'm gonna play running back. So Alabama and Auburn, my in-state schools didn't even offer me. You know, because they saw me as a 5'9" running back, and it was like, last one that was cold like him was Warwick Dunn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't think he Warwick Dunn because I didn't have that much film at running back.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So a lot of schools offer me like Middle Tennessee State, smaller schools, but I just saw my potential bigger. You know, when I started comparing myself on the grand scale of nationwide, I would see backs in the state of Florida that were getting so much love because they from Florida.
Right.
And
Florida
you know, they go to these big high schools that pump
Florida
out
with dreads.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what
He
I'm
got
saying?
dreads, he had a grill in, so
Dark
it was like, I'm
skin.
sold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dark skin with dreads from Florida. You
you
first
good.
round pick.
You
Yeah,
good.
sure.
You good. So like, I just kept believing, and then my senior year,
Start growing out his dreads.
Hey,
my senior year,
Belichick hit me up.
my senior year, I just told every school, if you're not offering me a running back, I'm just not interested. You know, because I had to make a decision. So that cut my offers down to 2. I had West Virginia and Southern
Why you make
Miss.
that decision though? Like, if you had been playing cornerback all your life, what made you fall in love with offense that fast?
It was just an intuition.
Okay.
Just an intuition. I
The
felt
hoes?
like. nah, because corners actually get paid
It's
more.
not
They
gay.
get paid.
But it's not gay.
If I would have had that
noteworthy.
contraceptive back then,
Yeah.
I would have been out there next to Slay like, you good?
Right.
All right.
Yep.
You good. You know what I mean? But I just thought running back was best for me.
Okay.
That's you. But
I like bling.
so I cut my offers down to 2.
Who did it?
Okay.
So it was like West Virginia and Southern Miss. And
don't
then
touch that
West
shit,
Virginia, they fired all their coaches. So
Right.
then I didn't have offer there. It was just Southern Miss. This is like 2 weeks before signing day, right? So out of nowhere, I'm in art class, you know what I mean? And the University of Nebraska calls me. And I'm looking at like, Nebraska, who could this be? You know, I pick up my phone, and it was Coach Bo Pelini. And he was already at the school. He was like, man, just skip class, come down here. I was like, bet. You know what I mean?
Right, I'm out.
So
Go to
I
the
came
That's
down there,
crazy.
and he offered me, right? And at first I wasn't sure because I was like, man, that's far away from home. My mom, you know, my dad, they getting older. I might just go to Southern Miss and just create my own lane, you know. But one day I was driving home from school, and I looked in front of me, and there was a Nebraska license plate, bro. I kid you not. In
That's
Alabama.
God right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like,
Right.
I got to go.
That's what's up.
So I went, and then the rest was just
That's what's up.
worked
That's
out.
what's up right
That's,
there.
yep.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah,
bro.
it
You
is.
know what I'm saying?
I definitely like that.
I would like to produce your 30 for 30. You know what I'm saying? Put that out there right now. Just hit me up.
I'll do
when
the
they ready.
voiceover.
Right.
It all started in the mean streets
See
of
what you get the 30 for
Titusville.
30. Let's hope they bring in the coach that's
all
going to use your boy in the
Right,
passing
it's gonna use
game,
my
running
dog. You know what I'm
game,
saying?
Kicking game.
So, do you have any like hidden talents or something that most people don't know about you that you like you're really passionate about?
Got a couple. I kind of play the guitar a little bit, getting
Okay.
better.
Okay.
The guitar. I like to produce music in my off time just because it's a cool thing to do. It's fun.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
Other than that, no, I just got a lot of hobbies. Got a lot
Okay.
of different hobbies.
That's what's up.
What kind of music you into?
You know what? It rotates between original hip hop, like that real shit, not that.
Yeah.
What do you consider
that
real
little
shit
rap.
though?
Nah.
Let's
Like,
hear it.
like last week I listened to Illmatic on repeat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
All
Now,
week.
time out though. Let me say
Uh-oh.
something real
Here
quick
we go.
because
Uh-oh.
it didn't take much for me to know that he listened to
Right,
that stuff.
exactly.
You see what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
right.
You see how I threw that out there effortlessly.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the hoop.
He was already a Kobe fan.
Nasty
It's something
Nas is that dude.
It go together. All right, continue.
Yeah,
I
and
just
then-
wanted to put that
Okay.
out there for him.
Also, like I like indie. I like stuff that make you really feel the music. You can kind of get lost. Not many, lyrics sometimes, and really
Okay.
just listen to how well a producer constructs a beat, because that's what I like to do.
That's what's up.
But anything really, anything. I even like a little country, man.
That's what's up.
Chris Stapleton,
Yeah.
I just heard the
Tennessee Whiskey.
a country diss song that was so hard. That shit was like ether, dog.
Word?
This song?
Yeah, he was against his ex chick or something. It was like, fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what he said?
That's the name of the song.
That-
Fuck you, bitch.
It's
Damn.
damn.
You gotta
It's
be
hard.
lying.
It's
You
hard
hear
though.
that
Like
shit?
I'm like,
That's too direct.
I like-
That's too
Like-
direct.
I like
I'm like,
that.
It's very
damn.
direct.
I like that.
You broke my heart.
Get creative.
Damn.
I said, fuck you,
The
bitch.
F-150 didn't start.
I'm not biased,
Right.
but I
It
think
was
country
red
is
for
like the
sure.
least talented in the music field. They are, man. Like they're talented, but they're like kind of talented. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
they not.
That's
Gotta
weird
have
to me
out
to
here
fake
really
an
doing it.
accent though.
Everybody got a sad story.
That's weird to fake an accent. Like I can be from New York and I can sing country and just play it off. That's stupid.
Man.
I think you can feel it
I
though.
don't understand that.
No,
No,
like
no,
I
no,
understand
for
though.
real.
Like,
You should have to be authentic though.
You think so?
Yeah, people do that.
It's
That's
New
not-
York
it's
country
not-
singers.
it's not-
It's New York
I
It's
don't
not
pay
trap
attention.
music,
I don't
man.
pay attention to country, so
It's
I
not
don't
trap
know.
I don't blame you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So you
I
like
mean,
New York City, like that commercial.
New York City, pace.
Yeah.
what?
Like, no.
You guys just keep saying the same. There's only 2 words in what you said. I don't know. Is that a song?
How about wait, hold on.
Is that what-
Hold on, Slimmy. How about
Actually
this?
sing
3
that?
times.
Was that a
3 times.
was that a thing, or we just gonna say New York City like it was the country?
You
It was
may have been
actually,
in a diaper when that
yeah,
came out
yeah.
though.
Okay,
It was
do you both
commercial.
know
Yeah,
that you
90s
guys are
commercial.
like 5 years older than me?
What
though?
y'all think about the Raiders going to Oakland? I mean to Vegas. I said Oakland.
I
Real
think
quick.
I think it's a
I think the bigger story is the head coach.
Oh yeah.
Gruden, yeah.
Yeah, Gruden, like them going to Vegas and the NFL being by the cuff. I don't know what the hell they think. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't mix.
This is my thing. I don't think people are gonna show up to the game.
No, they're gonna show up now.
Think so?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Oh, the
LA,
Raiders fan base is one of the
Oakland fans
biggest
will come
ones.
out there.
Oakland, yeah.
And it's a
will
bunch
travel.
of Hispanics out there, bro.
Right,
No,
no.
their
Oakland
fan
might
base,
travel.
It's gonna
Dude,
smell like
We gonna
tacos
see though.
and-
Like
That's
Oh,
absurd.
my
That's
God.
absurd.
Delete
That's
that.
absurd. That's
we-
absurd.
Why?
I'm disappointed.
we do not approve of that message.
I'm
Okay.
disappointed.
We do
That
not
is
approve
not
that
approved.
message.
not accepted.
What? It's not gonna smell like great food.
Because
in
Mexicans don't even eat tacos.
Okay,
That's not
first
even a
of
real.
all,
For the
that's
record,
not true. I
the
lived
more
with a
important
Mexican
thing-
for an entire year.
The more important
There
thing
was tacos
is
every
the
night for
commercial
dinner.
real estate out there is really
Falafels.
cheap. So if y'all looking at
What?
investing,
Mm.
expect that thing to jump up once
Jump
they
up.
build that stadium over there. So
okay.
some
Drop that-
commercial real estate
Hey,
or
that's-
some. I'm telling
True.
you, drop
Yeah.
that nugget
That's
real
a hint,
quick.
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
that's
Hey.
That's a hint, Bitcoin.
Message.
Bitcoin man is listening. You know what I'm
Message.
saying?
Time. 3
Right.
times.
Hey Amir, what you think about the return of the XFL?
You know, I just saw
He
that right
hate
before
me
I
and
came
them.
over here.
Yeah, they coming back.
I'm kind of thinking they must know this lockout about to be real.
Oh.
'Cause they like,
yeah.
yo,
Message.
let's slide in here because
Let
it's
me-
about to get
Low-key.
real
I see the
messy.
lane. Let me get in
Scoop
it.
up all the sloppy seconds.
Yup.
And make our league real quick.
If they
Yup.
get like Terrell
Until they
Owens
settle
and
their shit,
Shaq,
then we back out. You know what I mean? Like,
Man.
They better
yeah, he
go
about
to
to, it's like
Big
he about to hit the lick.
Low key.
Right.
It's like a bank robbery. He about to kick in,
Yeah, he
steal
finna
all the
kill him.
players, and be like, let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know he get
Belichick
caught
better
eventually.
call
You know what I'm
me.
saying? Like, eventually that shit gonna be over. But like,
Yeah, again. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
He obviously didn't take an L the first time. He must have
crazy.
came out on top. You know what I'm saying? He like, I'm gonna go ahead and hustle it
Man.
one more
Real
time.
quick.
to be real,
Do you have a hotel?
hotel.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes left.
Yeah. So I grew up in a 2-bedroom home. I'm the youngest of 9. So and my grandma
That's
was
a
in there.
hotel
So
automatic.
yeah, and my
Okay, the
and my
end.
grandma was in there. So at one point there was 12 people in the house.
Damn.
And I used to sleep in the bed with my mama until I was about 8.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah, right. That's
That's enough said.
it. Enough said.
Never get to the bathroom on time. Always late.
No doubt.
So man, it's been a great episode, man. I want
For
to
real.
personally thank Amir, man. He's been a great guest. Like I said, like Detroit Red said, he's a genuine guy, man. I'm rooting for him. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As a season ticket holder, you know what I'm saying? We gotta take up for our athletes that we really believe in.
For
And
real,
so
for real.
he's been a great dude, man. Great episode. I want to just say thanks, man, for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for
and
coming.
appreciate
Y'all letting me come
Most
out here and
definitely.
vent. Because I be in my house just thinking this stuff. I'm like, I ain't got
Yeah.
no
Hey,
time to-
anytime you want to come back and
Yeah,
just talk some
anytime.
shit, let us
Anytime you
know.
want to come back. This was our first athlete, our first
yeah,
pro athlete.
We've
So
had
Appreciate that.
we've had
Yeah,
comedians.
rappers,
We've
you know
had
what I'm saying?
comedians, we've
Rappers,
had
Yeah,
rappers.
for sure.
First athlete.
So, and
So-
then
Thank
he's our designated bell ringer too on the
Yeah.
pause. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
hey, and if you ever go back to our old shows and hear me talking shit, that was before I had met you. Bro. You solid now. You my
No.
dog. You know what I'm
I
saying?
enjoy all content because all perspectives are, you know what I mean, are good, man. All perspectives.
Yeah.
I just got to keep it 1,000. You know what I'm
Alright.
saying?
For
I was
sure.
talking shit for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we're out.
We
Yes,
out.
man.
Tuning in. Message.
Yeah, that was dope.
Cool, man.
Great,
That was
man,
good,
great.
man.